Hi everyone, I wanted to talk about this because I feel like everyone who's a fan of Kurt Cobain, including myself, thinks about this once in a while. At least I know I do. I could be wrong, but at least I do. And that is, what if Kurt Cobain have lived today? What would it be like and all that stuff? Now, keep in mind, this is only a speculation. I don't know for sure. The only person to ask is Kurt himself, which you can't because he's dead. So I wanted to talk about more what I feel like he could be if he was still alive. First of all, let's start with more of his personal life, I guess. Which almost assesses me, but and I'm talking about this because I wouldn't want someone to talk about his personal life. But to be fair, you almost can't talk about Kurt Cobain about a little of his personal life, I guess. Personally, would he still be alive? Would he still be around? Would he still be playing with Nirvana? No. Personally, I think Nirvana would be done. Don't get me wrong, I love Nirvana, but let's be honest. Kurt Cobain even said it himself. He does not want to be in Nirvana forever. He was just using Nirvana to get to different things, better things. It was almost like an afterthought, really, when he started a band. Would he still be around with Courtney? Yes and no. I honestly don't think they'll be married anymore, but not unlike people who think Kurt would hate Courtney. No, they'll be the best of friends. I don't see them being married anymore because there's just a lot of drama going on. But I can still see Kurt and Courtney being the best of friends. Personally, I can see them even trying, maybe smoking weed here and there, but trying to get off the drugs, to be more of a fodder for Francis. Yeah, I can see that. His music. Now, I think there is two different ways for this. First of all, if you ever studied Cobain, he was a big art fan more than he was a music fan. I could honestly see him being an artist and dropping music altogether, or maybe do some art on the side but still do music, but not in a band. I can see him being more like a solo artist, like a singer-songwriter type. Like, think of like Lennon Cohen or David Bowie when they were still alive, or even Lou Reed. As for would he still really be involved in the music scene, I think he would still like to check out what's going on with different artists. I think honestly, Kurt Cobain will love the internet because he can find a lot of different things and all that. The thing to know about Kurt Cobain with everything, he was very ahead of his time with his music, his politics, his fashion, whatever. He was very ahead of his time with that. Would he be now? What would his music necessarily sound like? The only way I can think of, and again, this is just a frustration, I don't really know, but I can honestly see him do like more of a Johnny Cash type deal. And not country per se, but what I mean by that is, in his twilight years, I can honestly see him doing like different covers, and I don't mean in a cheesy way, but like different covers from different bands. Like, I can honestly see him doing a couple covers of like the Pixies, maybe Sonic Youth. But aside from all that, I can also even see him doing like the David Bowie thing too, where he is like, doing things. And here's the thing I don't see a lot of people talk about with Cobain. I can actually see him being somewhat of an actor. Because even though I didn't watch it, because here's the a little rant. I don't care about his diaries. I don't care about his homemade movies. I mean, I'm sure they're good and all, but leave that stuff out, man. It's his personal business. I wouldn't want somebody to read my diaries and all that stuff. But aside from that, I would. I did hear before he was famous, he did like to make little homemade horror movies and stuff like that, and where he acts and stuff. I haven't seen it, but fans have showed clips of like him with a Mr. T mask next to a pentagram. So honestly, I can see him being somewhat of a actor or even a director. I don't know. I can see, again, this is all a fluctuation, but with his creativity, I can see him trying to do different things. What would he feel about modern day music? Well, it depends what you're talking about. I know a lot of rock fans would say, oh, he would think that music nowadays sucks. But here's the thing, though. I think he would say this. Music in the mainstream since the 70s to the 80s, or heck, even some of the 60s, had very bad mainstream music. That's pretty much what he'd been saying when he was alive. So he would just tell you to look for different bands, or whatever. Look for what you want. He may even say the internet is a good place and a good source to find different music. So I can see him, saying that. What would he say to the new youth? Don't be like our youth. And even though I like Gen X and stuff, I say that because Kurt Cobain was even though he was like a spokesman of Gen X, he was very officious of it in many ways. Well, what's the right word? He was very critical of it because he wasn't a slacker. He was a hard worker, really, but he got labeled that. You know what I mean? But yeah, these are my thoughts of if Kurt Cobain was alive, what would he be like? So have a good day and bye. And tell me what you think, by the way. What do you think? Do you agree, disagree, or do you have a different argument? Let me know.